He seems like one happy gator. What's up guys, BC coming back at you guys with another Transformers video review, and today we are going to be taking a look at Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Skull Smasher. This is Skullcruncher, I don't care what anybody has to say. So, here he is in his gator crocodile mode. I honestly don't know the difference, and I honestly don't care. I like the gator mode, despite the fact that it's very stiff. I mean, it's got the ball jointed back legs and it's got all these joints up in its front legs. But honestly, the only really useful joint is the neck joint, because look at all that movement. And, like, he can twist and, I mean, come on. He's a happy gator. Ah! Yeah, I'm sorry, but like the very first time I did that, I thought it was the cutest thing ever. So, yeah. It's included in the video. I'm weird. Bear that in mind. So, with that said, bear in mind mine was from the first run, so mine had quite a few issues to him. I have no issues with the gator mode. The gator mode is fine, so we're going to crack this piece open, which some people are stupid enough to where they actually push this all the way in. You actually leave it open, or you just push it to where you feel the slightest bit of resistance and then stop, so you have enough room to get underneath and then flip it back up. And with that said, reaching in and pulling out Grax? I can't remember his name now. But here is his little headmaster. And there we go. Yeah, it's a cute little headmaster. I realize I'm very late on this, and I already know for a fact this is getting redone into Croc. So, yeah. The fact that this little guy is going to be called Gatorface afterwards. Anyways, flipping it around. And there is, the head mode. If it'll actually focus on it. There we go. Cool, cool. So now, zooming back out and closing the hatch, we're going to go right into the transformation. Now, to start off the transformation, immediately you got to pull this piece off. That's not a problem. The problem is, I don't know what it is with mine. If you push this gun all the way through, it is a nightmare to get back out. Like, you're literally going to have to watch me struggle here, because this thing is a freaking nightmare. In fact, I might actually cheat and use something to get it out. Matter of fact, that's probably what I'm going to do right here. Just get something up in there and get it out. Just enough to where I can get a grip and get it out. And there we go. So here is his little pistol. And this would have originally been a sword is now just a giant piece. So yeah, there you go. There's the two pieces. I'm going to set those to the side, and we're going to go into what is essentially the bulk of the robot. First things first, we're going to... do we want to do legs first? Do we want to do... We're going to do the legs first. So, push the gator legs into where they hug this like this, and again, more things that I'm going to talk about once I'm in the robot mode. Pull this piece back and lock them in here, and then separate the legs. Now, normally, these ball joints would be so loose and floppy. I stuck some duct tape in there, or not duct tape, scotch tape, so that is no longer a problem. Flip down the toes and stand him up. And then readjust the camera so we can get a look at the upper half. Crack this piece right here, and then fold it all the way down onto his back, like that. And then you just take what is the gator arms, pull them down like this on the two hinges, and then just straighten out the arms. flip up the gator claws, flip out the hands, and there is what is the body. Here's the head, and the head just pops right on. And mine does suffer from the looseness issue, but he was not nearly as bad as Hardhead was. But yeah, there we go. There's the Skullcruncher. And I like the robot mode. It's definitely got a bit of a powerful look to it. I'm definitely happy with the way he turned out, but I do have some gripes with him. Even though, as far as the first wave went, he is by far my favorite of the first wave. He's not my favorite figure as far as the deluxe class figures go. That hands down goes to Trigger Happy. Spoiler alert, I do have that review coming. I'm just trying to catch up. And I'm finally introducing intros of the videos again, as you're probably already going to see here. So with that said, anyways, here is the Skullcruncher body, or Skullcruncher robot mode. And, you know, again, I'm going to point out the things that I have as a problem right away. Like I said, the wobbly head, that was something that I pretty much was not going to be able to escape no matter what. Mine, like, it's not nearly as bad on this hand as it is on this one. This hand is ridiculously loose. Like, it'll socket itself in, but you so much as tap it, and it pops right out. So that's a bit of a bummer. The issue I fixed, these ball joints were so unbelievably loose that they could not hold a pose at all. And as you can clearly see, you can kind of see it right there, I put in a thing of Scotch tape, so the hips are now nice and tight, and he no longer has a problem there. But as you can see, this thigh swivel is really loose. And just the way the figure is built wise, a bit of an issue with me. Why didn't this piece right here get a hinge or some kind of hinge system to take these back legs and rotate them in and not only fill this piece in, but give him an actual heel? Like, seriously, just, it's such simple engineering that would have helped this figure so much, and they didn't do it. I mean, like, yeah, you could unscrew this and then kind of flip it around yourself, but that doesn't really solve the issue, because at that point you pretty much am making him even more of a parts former. Not that that's a bad thing, I don't mind parts formers, just I shouldn't have to make my figures into part formers. Bearing that in mind, I'm going to actually just move on from there and go into what I actually like about the robot, which I was already kind of getting into. I love the beefy and stocky nature of him. He feels like he's supposed to be the bruiser of his group. So bearing that in mind, and see, I barely moved him and that wrist gave out. Anyways, due to the headmaster, he has a ball joint in the neck. As stated, it's pretty loose. He's got two joints here in the shoulder. One's on a ball joint, one's on a hinge. He's got a bicep swivel, a 90-degree elbow, a bicep swivel, which makes up for the wrist. It doesn't really matter. Like, the bicep, like, the forearm rotation really doesn't matter to me because he doesn't have a sword weapon, which I got the feeling that was supposed to happen over here, but c'est la vie. Bearing that in mind, I'm moving on. As stated, the ball joint in the hip, the thigh swivel, once again, as stated. Now, he does have a knee bend, but as you're probably already seeing, that's another one of my gripes. This one doesn't lock in nearly as well, so I have to kind of just handle the knee in certain ways. Yeah, I hate this knee. I'm sorry. This knee joint is gone. This one still works, which I'm thankful for, but one knee is not nearly as good as two knees. Anyway, I've griped enough. I actually do like this figure. Like, don't get me wrong. Even though I have my problems with him, he is a good figure. I do definitely see the area of which he could be considered a nice figure. Now, kind of moving him out of the way so we can get in who is, honestly, of the 3 Decepticon original headmasters, my favorite, Weird Wolf. And you can see they look good together. I just need 2 more technically, but as of right now, the Titans Return Decepticons are complete, which, you know, it's pretty much dead obvious that Mindwipe's coming up next. So yeah, bearing all that in mind, guys, I've done enough here. I've talked enough about him. I definitely talked enough about him. Would I recommend Skullcruncher? I would recommend a later revision of him. If you were unlucky and got him when he first released, I'm sorry, and there are some fixes. But if you can get your hands on a second run, and hopefully the chances of him being kind of defective were lessened, then, you know, yeah, I definitely say go ahead, go on in and go for it. But as of right now, I only mildly recommend him, and that's just because I had a lot of problems with him. But I also am willing to kind of say your mileage may vary. So with that said, guys, this is BC saying stay nerdy and get your geek on. I will catch you guys next time. Yeah.